All right, let's talk about a book that is quietly one of the most important you'll ever come across. Don Norman's The Design of Everyday Things. Today, we're going to break down its biggest ideas, and I promise it's going to change how you see basically everything around you. You know the feeling. You walk up to a big glass door. You push. It doesn't budge. So you pull. Still nothing. And then you get that hot flash of embarrassment as you watch someone else just glide right through it. It's such a small thing, but man, it can make you feel like an absolute idiot.
And here's the thing, it's not just you. Even Don Norman, the guy who literally wrote the book on this, admits he does the exact same thing. In fact, these horribly designed doors are now famously known as Norman doors. So think about it. If the expert has this problem, maybe the problem isn't us.
And that leads us to our first big idea. Norman doesn't frame this as human error. No, he calls it the psychopathology of things. It's like the objects themselves are the ones with the problem, and they're actively fighting back against us. He tells this wild story about a friend of his who gets literally physically trapped inside a post office in Europe. He's stuck between two sets of these identical glass doors. He gets a little turned around and keeps pushing on the hinge side, but there are no handles, no signs, no clues at all. He tries one door, then the next, nothing. And real, actual panic starts to set in until he finally sees someone else come along and just walk right out. So, in that moment of pure confusion, what's our immediate reaction? We always blame ourselves, right? We think, I must be an idiot, or I'm just so bad with this stuff. We take the object's failure and make it our own. But this is where Norman introduces a massive, completely liberating idea. It's a total shift in how we think. And honestly, it's incredibly empowering. And here it is, the core message of the whole book. When you have trouble with something, a door, a remote control, whatever, it is not your fault. The problem isn't you, it's the design of the thing. It's not user error, it's design error. And this single idea is the foundation for a whole field known as human-centered design. It's a simple philosophy, really. Start with how people actually think and behave, and then design things that work for them, not the other way around. Okay, so if bad design is the problem, how do we spot it? Better yet, how do we know good design when we see it? Well, Norman gives us a few key principles that are kind of like a toolkit for looking at the world. The first tool in our kit is discoverability. It's pretty simple. When you look at an object, can you discover what it's for and how to use it? This is all about what Norman calls affordances, which are basically all the things an object affords you to do, like push, pull, or turn. The little hints that tell you about those affordances, like a handle or a button, are called signifiers. Let's go back to our old enemy, the door. A bad door is that flat piece of glass. It has terrible discoverability because there are no clues. But a good door, it might have a big vertical plate right at hand level. That plate is a signifier that's basically screaming, "Push here!" It signals the affordance of pushing, so you don't even have to think, you just do it. All right. The second principle, which goes hand in hand with discoverability, is understanding. Once you know what you can do you understand what's going to happen when you do it? This, along with other ideas like getting clear feedback, is all about making an object's design make sense to us. You see, good design acts like a great translator. It takes all the complicated engineering on the inside of a thing and makes it feel simple and intuitive on the outside. When it's done right, our interactions feel totally seamless, almost invisible. So what's the real point of all this? I mean, this book isn't just a manual for complaining about bad doors. It's about fundamentally changing how you look at everything. It's honestly like getting a new superpower. You stop being this passive victim of bad design, and you become this sharp, critical observer. You suddenly start to see the hidden logic, or, more often, the lack of logic, in everything from your coffee maker to your car's dashboard. So here's how you can start using this new power today. First, try to actively spot good design. It's actually way harder than spotting bad design, because good design just disappears into the background. And second, the next time something frustrates you, just stop and remind yourself, wait a minute, it's not me, it's the design. And that's the beautiful paradox of it all. Like Norman says, we really only notice design when it's poor. The absolute best design just fits into our lives so perfectly that we don't even see it. It just works. That invisibility? That's the ultimate sign of success.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Just look around you right now, wherever you are. Look at your desk, your kitchen, the TV remote. Now that you have these tools, what's the first thing you see that is just begging for a complete redesign?